That's a pretty large group of people that kids hang out with, but I just have to keep doing it. I'm not going to lie to you and say this is easy, and it hurts for me to do this. So people ask me, then Joan, why do you do it? You're beating yourself up. You know what, you guys? I'm doing this for you. I want to help you. I don't want your mom going to your funeral. I don't want you to have to go to your friend's funeral. I don't want anyone going to your funeral. Not right now. So I'm going to keep doing this. So let me tell you my story. Can you just flip on screen to the right? Perfect. My name is Joan, and I'm S.A.R.A's mom. And that's my girl. S.A.R.A. was suddenly and tragically taken from all of our lives, January 24th, 2004, 6 years ago now, when she made the choice to take her life, to commit suicide. Can't believe it's been 6 years. S.A.R.A. took her life by hanging herself in our back patio. She was a wonderful daughter. She was an okay sister. She was a very good friend. And a pretty good student, too. I think she's pretty. A little biased, I am. She always had a smile on her face, just like you see her. It makes me wonder, was it a facade or was it a mask? Because you know what, I couldn't see through it. She was 17 when she died. We've lived here in Moreno Valley what seems like forever now. She grew up here. She went to all the schools. She was a senior at Valley View at the time of her death. On track to graduate. She was supposed to graduate in June of that year. Her GPA was 3.66, and she was making plans to go on for college. S.A.R.A. loved her friends. She loved to be with her friends, very social. She was part of a couple groups. One of them was over at Valley View. She was part of the color guard. And if you don't know what the color guard is, when you go to the football game and you see the girls with the really tall flags, or maybe a rifle, or what's called a saber, which is a really long knife, she was the one down there throwing that flag. She was really good at it. She surprised me. She came home with a lot of bruises up and down her arm, but she caught that thing almost every single time. S.A.R.A. was part of the youth group here at St. Patrick's. She did a lot of the activities with them, but one of her favorites was during the summer. A few years back, the kids would go to Mexico during the summer and help build a home from the ground up in a week's time. A home for a family, and she was part of that for 3 years. Which surprised me because she wasn't one to go out and get dirty and play in the dirt, and she loved it, being part of it. A couple nights ago, one of the, I'm trying to think of chaperones, youth ministers, what would they call it? What are you called? Just
leaders.
Leaders.
Yeah.
Surprised me with this board. What is on here is pictures of a trip, one of the trips they took to Mexico. I looked at it, and even still, every time I look at it, I see something new. I love to continue to be surprised and find a new picture of S.A.R.A. that I had never seen before. Sometimes that happens at home. These are all pictures I had never seen before. And I saw different glimpses, different looks in her eyes. What a treat. And thank you, Furman, for putting that together. And Martha, is here? She helped. I was watching S.A.R.A. grow up, watching her mature, become more independent, more responsible, so looking forward to seeing her meet her goals and do some great things and share with me all those things. Then she started her first job. She worked at Rite Aid. Do you guys know what that is? It's a drugstore. She worked at the one by my house. Her only job there was to scoop ice cream. Not altogether really an easy job though, you guys. I mean, gave her good arm muscles, and she got really sticky and dirty. I asked her one time what the most popular flavor was, and I can't remember. Did she say chocolate or vanilla? But then she added, you know what's funny, Mom, is when the old people come in, and I don't know what she means by old, but when the old people come in, they buy butter pecan. So shortly after that, I went in one time, and you get the little sample, and I sampled butter pecan because I couldn't remember what it tasted like. I really liked it. So now when I treat myself to ice cream, I buy me some butter pecan. Maybe I'm getting old. A couple of days before S.A.R.A. died, I walked past her bedroom, and I saw that she was sitting on her bed, and she was crying. I stopped, because when people cry, it makes me cry, and I wanted to check in with her. And I asked her what was wrong. She was so busy, just like I'm sure all of you guys are. I'm sure all of you are doing so many things. Even tonight, you're probably going, I hope she hurries up, because I've got a ton of homework. I know you guys are really busy, and she was the same. A few of the things she was doing. At Valley View, they have to do something called a senior project. I think it's a great project that they have to work on. I haven't physically done one myself, but I've watched 2 kids do it, and I know they've both learned from it a lot. Her project was to, she wanted to be a 2nd grade teacher. So she was mentoring with her old teacher from her elementary school. She was helping the 4th grade kids that weren't doing well in math, were failing math. We found out after she died that all those kids passed math that semester, most of them with A's. All the boys in that class, we found out, fought to sit at the table with S.A.R.A. because they all had a crush on her. And it's funny because now I go to the high school and talk, and kids will come up to me because they're like in 9th, 10th grade now, maybe 11th, and they will tell me, you know what, I was one of those boys, Miss Butters. I remember her. She had just registered at RCC to begin her schooling to be a teacher, to start in the fall. And she was working a lot. She was a good worker. You guys, workers like it when you, employers like it when you do what they ask you. You know, at home when Mom says take out the trash, you might probably argue with her maybe. You go to work and the boss says take out the trash, and if you do it, they really like that, and she did. She took out the trash, then she swept the floor, and then she defrosted the ice cream machine.